had some experience with this, but what do you tell a team coming back from the World Series about business starts?
Well, these are things we'll talk about coming up when the team gets here on the 19th. Yeah, you're always thinking of, things that you can tell them. So some of them have experience. Corey Seager, for example, Nate, those guys, they've been through it. You always like to be in a situation. Believe me, this is, it's tough to win a World Series, just like win a Super Bowl. It's even tougher to do it back to back. You get that, but we just saw it happen. So, hey, we're going to keep doing what we've been doing, and that's, that's probably the most important thing. I can tell the staff right now, they did such a great job of setting the tone last spring, and that's what we want to do again.
Bruce, what do you think your relationship is with the club now going into year two? First year to try to figure you out, and working with them, and now they know you.
Well, you know what? That's funny. You asked that because I told the staff that. I said, the difference this year is the unknown factor's out. They know me, I know them, just like the players. We have a better idea what we're all about, and so sure, that probably makes things a little bit easier on both sides. They're more comfortable, just like I'm going to be more comfortable with everybody.
Coach, time can give you perspective on things. When you look back now, a few months later, at what happened last October and last season, is there anything that stands out differently than it did maybe at the time, and that you appreciate more now, given that time?
You know what? I've gotten even a deeper appreciation of what these guys did. It's just an incredible year with a lot of ups and downs. I mean, took some pretty big hits on the injury side with some tough losses, but how these guys just focused forward the whole time. But what they did at the end, throughout the postseason, it's just amazing. They just were relentless and finding a way to get it done, and they didn't care how it got done, just that it got done, and that's what I really appreciated from them.
Bruce, last year the bullpen was an issue sometimes here. The work you put in for the offseason, you guys to make the changes, how comfortable are you as you get ready to start?
Yeah, we have some spots open. We have some good candidates for those spots. Some both on roster and non-roster, but it was a challenge last year, with the bullpen. And really, you look at the guys who end up being our late inning high leverage guys, they came on at the right time, and that's what it's about. It's getting hot, at the end and at the right time, as I just said, and these guys did. But Leclerc and Swartz, I'm talking about, both were having their struggles early, and so then you're getting a Robertson and Yates, with their experience. They're going to make our bullpen so much better, and just give us some more high leverage guys, and they can help each other out. So I think we're in a better situation at this time than we were last year.
Is the expectation that Robertson will get the ninth inning to begin, or is it going to be a mix of guys?
Yeah, it's going to be a mix. I don't want to get back to the corner on roles right now. I think it's a little early for that. I haven't had a chance to talk to him, Robertson, but I've heard his comments. He just wants to help get big outs when needed, and so that's what worked for us last year. It's a very selfless group that they filled out any role necessary. Talking about our starters, I think 4 of them were pitch in the pen. So that's what it takes, and the bullpen was the same way. From Chappie to Smitty to Spores and Leclerc, they were in different roles. So nobody got caught into that. And like I said, they care how small their role was. They just cared about finding a way to win the World Series.
What is your thought on the difference in where your rotation depth is right now versus where it was when you thought you were coming to camp last year?
I'll say this, we got some guys on the men. We know it, so that's going to make you a little thin. That's why it's important that we look at our options that are in camp here, and these are things we're discussing as we speak. We did yesterday for quite a while, and so until we get those guys back, we got to find a way to keep these guys healthy and keep the depth. But we do have some guys here that we think will give us that depth.
So you've got 5 starters.
Do we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're set in stone.
No, they're not set in
Okay.
stone. No.
What those discussions you had yesterday? Can you give us some insight in like what is being discussed about the possible rotation and options?
Well, I think you look at last year. We had some starters that were in the bullpen. Is that an option? Sure. But I think you look at the guys coming in here. Some guys that have some starting experience. I'm not going to mention names because I'll leave somebody out, but they're going to give us some options too, as far as giving us depth. Where they fit. If they are in the rotation, any changes we make, as far as a possible starter going to the bullpen. We saw how well that worked. September, it's a tough schedule. We got 17 consecutive games there, so we're probably going to need a 6th starter in there to give those guys a break too, and have some multiple inning guys in that bullpen, because you're not going to have them that stretched out. And you talk about, well, you've played in November, you want to slow play guys, well, you got to have them ready, and you got to have those innings, and if they're not all, most of them come from your starter, well, you better have guys in the bullpen that can give you multiple innings. So these are things we're talking about.